All right, I am back for episode 4 of the Three Body Problem. In the last episode, it's aliens. It's aliens. We know it's aliens who live in a three-body star system. Hence the three-body problem. I keep going through my body. Hence the three-body problem, which is apparently an unsolvable. Like you can't predict things in that, or at least we don't have the ability to predict it at this point. So yeah, the aliens live in this system and are coming to our system because we invited them. And by we, I mean when Jay invited them, which is, I'm nervous about what's going to happen because, okay, I have so many thoughts. Okay, one of the thoughts I was having is like how, because when they were talking or when you're in the game, they say like, if one of us survives, we all survive. So there's like the aliens must have some sort of collective consciousness, but they are also individualized somehow. Like we even saw that with the dude who is anti-science but also working with the aliens. I think he's anti-science on behalf of the aliens. Like they're trying to limit our scientific knowledge for some reason. Maybe so that they are like have more of an advantage over us. I don't know what the aliens' plans are. But when he was talking with them, they were like, so only one of you feels fear? Not all of them. And like he's trying to explain our individuality, which they do seem to understand at a certain point, but like there's levels to it. So I don't know, I'm curious to know what kind of consciousness or what kind of alien, whatever, what we're dealing with here. Like it's giving like Ender's Game. Like if you've read any of the Ender's Game's books, I think I've read 4 of them, but this idea that there was an alien race that didn't realize that we were humans. And then there's even like that's one of the things about that series that I found really fascinating was just trying to understand the perspective of a completely alien mind that like sees things that we see as good, as bad, or like, I mean, that's taking it to an extreme. That's not the case in Ender's Game or whatever, but just this idea that people can have, or not people in that case, we're dealing with aliens, can have just such a completely foreign understanding of things that it makes it hard for us to interact. I find that fascinating. So I'm curious to know where the series is going to go with that. But yes, okay. The other thing that happened in the last episode is Jack got murdered by what I'm assuming is an alien, or like an alien or a human that's been like enhanced by the aliens, because they've obviously sent some technology ahead of them, unless they've sent some aliens ahead of them. I don't know. Something's come ahead of them. Like they're unless they're all here. I'm just realizing as I'm talking. I'm sorry, you're getting me reasoning this out. It might not be coherent, but they might all just be here. But I don't think so. I think they're on their way. But like that, those visor thingies, that's not technology that exists. So I'm assuming that's alien technology that they've somehow helped us to make. Okay, Jack was murdered, and I was thinking as I like went to bed last night. Okay. Jin is going to find out about that unless she like heads straight to those coordinates. She's going to find out that he was murdered, even like with the CCTV being like the woman being erased from the CCTV. She's going to know what that was. Like she's going to put that together, which is going to color her perspective of what these aliens are. Like if they hadn't murdered Jack and Jin went to this place and like was working with the aliens, I feel like her perspective would just be, we have to help them. They're good. They're innocent. Like a child, like that child that in the game that she really likes, like that would be her attitude going in. We must protect them. We must help them. But now they've murdered her friend. And that's a balance. I don't know how she's going to go into that meeting with that, like what attitude she's going to go in with. Like, you're murderers or you're the equivalent of an innocent child that I want to save. I don't know. I don't know how we're going to balance those or how she's going to balance it. I'm curious to see. I've been talking a lot, and I want to watch this episode, so let's get to it.
Let's be nerdy with Let's Be Nerdy. Let's be nerdy with Let's Be Nerdy.
So is this the guy who was in China? A little bit of face blind. Oh, that's definitely when Jay. I was going to say I have face blindness, but I recognize her.
Mr. Evans.
So is there a romance blooming here?
For a conference. Astrophysics.
Oh, so does
made
she
it off of that
defect
hilltop, huh?
at this point? Like, is how she gets to London?
Things change.
They
Nothing has
do.
changed with me.
And you invited aliens.
same man
Oh,
you
is she
went
gonna
to
tell him
I could have
about the
spent the rest
aliens
of my
coming,
life
and
in that
that's like
hut
how he's gonna
trying
end
to
up in
save
this?
subspecies.
想怎么对抗?
Old cufflinks. Nice.
Back on that hilltop.
Okay, she's about to tell him, I think. She's gonna tell him. Do it.
I did something.
Good.
Discharge was an hour ago. So text me if you can't make it, but
Oh, okay. So this is how they're gonna find
Yeah,
out about
whenever
Jack's
you-
murder, I'm assuming. Oh, does he know?
why are you here?
Yeah, I guess he's found out. Okay, let's see this. And Jin has found out too. Okay, yeah. I have so many questions about that guy. Who is he working for?
Same woman,
I
right?
mean, he's working for that white guy, but I don't know who that white guy wants.
18 security cameras in and around your mate's house. She doesn't show up
Like,
on
he
attendance.
was looking. Why didn't he
Strange,
see
isn't
it? Why didn't he?
Very
He should have
group
seen
of
it.
five.
No. Drink the vodka.
I like those better than the vodka.
No, drink the vodka.
Sorry, the vodka's better than. I know this is tragic, but sorry, that just made me laugh. What kind of pills were they? That's what I'm curious about.
I know it sounds insane.
It's not insane. It's the only thing that makes
I
sense.
mean, Augie's gonna believe she literally
You
had
can do it.
numbers floating
You
in front of
have
her.
the
Of
technology.
course she's gonna believe it.
Do it, and it's still happening. It's
Occam's razor says it's aliens.
neither do I.
More good news.
So are they just like regular
Found them.
police? I don't feel like they're regular
Panamax
police.
Oil tanker
They're
hasn't delivered
something
oil in 40
else.
years. We wait.
Judgment Day. A little on the nose, that name of that boat.
Madame Chiang nous parlait du Senti.
Oui?
Est-ce que je vivrai assez longtemps pour
Whoa.
rencontrer notre Seigneur?
He's got like a weird alien cult on a boat.
Our final roster for tomorrow's summit in London.
Like, they just got a bunch of kids worshipping the Santi Ren, I think, on a boat. He's calling them the Lord, like God. And yet, they're aliens who can't save themselves.
Don't be afraid. Nothing will happen to you. Not to any of you.
Fear not, for I am with
We will
you.
protect you.
Yeah. Sorry, quoting the Bible there.
Oh,
I'm an entrepreneur.
that's not a job.
I was about to
that's a
say
word
that's
you're
not a job.
Yeah, you think
That's
I'm
a
such a loser, but
descriptor.
wait and see. This is our kingdom.
Little
My job isn't about
imperialism
getting
there.
rich.
I just don't think the police are heroes.
Well, not police.
What are you? I'm so
Functioning for
confused
a
about what his
dysfunctional
job
government.
is. It's not the police. What is he?
But he's still my boyfriend, so what does that tell you?
Look, you've got terrible taste in men.
Guess I take after my mum.
Well, I feel like these two don't
When I
have the
make my
greatest
millions, I'll buy you a
relationship.
sweet-
Okay, he's ripping his heart out
Perhaps
again?
you better kill the
Again?
Halstead.
Like, he was sitting outside of this house. He must have seen it,
What do you think?
right?
Do you think there's anything we need to get rid of before his family gets here?
Good friends, yes. Go through search history, delete any porn.
Oh no, sex
Yes,
toys,
sex toys, there you go.
anal beads.
Hey, everybody needs a friend to do this for them. The case, a horrible case. Just delete any shameful stuff. Well, this is not shameful. That's sweet. I like that.
Avoid conversations altogether. Don't talk. Listen.
Wire her. Like, the
Information,
aliens
not
would absolutely
conversation.
know if she's wired.
Long for a few nights,
Why?
just in case.
I mean, that's the smart thing to do, just in general. I
In
would
case
have
you can't go alone.
assumed that you were taking stuff with
Why
you
wouldn't I be
anyway.
able to- When you say they, who are you really talking about?
Aliens! Aliens!
It's on Christmas.
Do you
Okay,
believe in
that's
Santa
true.
Claus?
So she's going to this meeting, or this whatever it is, incredibly angry. They just let Jack live. She wouldn't be, right? So why did they kill Jack? Was he going to tell other people? Is that why?
The wolf has communicated with her.
Okay, so you're giving the
If he wanted
aliens
to achieve his aim of eating
ideas.
her,
This is
why did he communicate with her?
giving the
After
aliens
he
ideas. Oh,
communicated with
pretend to
her,
be the grandmother.
and
The
she
humans will
learned
just
his
welcome you in.
intentions.
Because, well, that's what they are. Annoying.
So how long
inconsequential,
has he
easy to
been
eliminate.
communicating with these aliens? And he's
Like
explaining
bugs
metaphors
you can
now?
squash under
You'd
your
think that
shoe.
would have come up before.
Is communicated as soon as communication takes place.
If they're a collective consciousness, yeah, of course. It's
So you
impossible to
communicate
lie
through
that
thought,
way.
While we're still like barnyard animals squawking at each other.
Okay, this is weird because if they've been like if they've been communicating long enough
You lie?
to like give technology to
Well,
humans,
I try not to, but
this conversation should have happened a while ago.
We would like to speak to him.
The wolf is not
What?
real. It's a story.
it's not real.
We do not understand.
Yeah,
Well,
like
it's a
this
story.
this doesn't make. I'm confused
wolf,
by
the
this
grandmother,
very much.
the-
Like this.
Little Red Riding
All
Hood,
of this should
none
have been.
them exist.
He's reading them stories. It seems like he's been doing this for a while.
So the story.
Why has he not explained
It is a lie
that the
about
story?
a
Yeah,
lie?
the story is a lie.
A liar cannot be trusted. We cannot coexist with liars.
Yeah, this is the
My
worst.
Lord.
Like this man is. Why? Why is he the one who is communicating with the
My Lord.
aliens on our behalf? This is terrible.
We are afraid of you.
Oh, for fuck's sake. There are so many better ways to explain that, but also, why is this coming up now? He's been reading them stories for ages. At a certain point, you would explain what a story is when you start reading. Like, what the fuck, man? This doesn't seem ominous at all.
Don't worry. Our Lord will take care of us all.
Our Lord. Like, why are they all calling the aliens God? And because of what's his stupid ass face, our Lord is terrified of us now. Okay, so these are all the people that got to level 4, I'm assuming. Are there going to be any of the other people that we saw in the game? Like the people who I was wondering if they were NPCs or other characters?
I'm glad you made it.
Oh,
I
yes.
am too.
You're the one who murdered Jack. Stop hugging her.
It's a graveyard.
She's known about us all along.
How are they hearing her now?
I trust in our Lord to provide them.
Like,
This has been my family since I was a little girl.
she's one of the people that was raised
So
on the
honestly,
boat,
part of
I'm
the
assuming.
Dr. Yerwenjer.
Oh, okay. Not Evans. It's Wenjin. Okay, yeah, Jin knows her somehow. Okay. Was she the mother of the first scientist who jumped into the water? Yeah.
We continue to destroy each other.
I mean,
and
it is
the world
true.
around us.
Humanity does kind
We
of
cannot save
suck.
ourselves. But
That's
we are
what she
not
said to the
alone.
aliens.
How to survive and to thrive. They
Why did
travel
she, like,
to us at enormous
the
speed.
first communication
but
she
it
had
will
with them
take
was from someone who said,
centuries
I'm a
to arrive.
pacifist.
400 years.
Which implies that the other
years.
people are not pacifists. 400 years, okay.
Falls to
Sorry,
us
that answers a question
and to our
that
children,
I was asking before.
and to
How,
their children
how fast
after
they're
them.
traveling.
They can mend what we have broken.
Whoa, the fuck? Okay. Oh, that was terrifying. Okay. I thought that was the aliens. Lord has decided that humans are dangerous because some dumbass didn't explain to them what a story was. Okay, that's not what Wenjin said to do. Oh no, not Jin. See, this is what happens when these. What's it from Serenity? So try to be hero. A hero is someone who gets people killed. Like none of that would have happened if she'd just been. Why did she do that? Like, why? That was dumb. Now, if I am right and she's like an augmented human somehow, she'll survive this. So they brought her phone, because I think she was supposed to leave it in the car, right? So I guess whatever that police guy who's not a policeman brought her phone to her.
Maybe it should just be us chickens.
It's chickens.
Anyway.
I like it. Okay, so we got more
started a long time
communication
ago.
happening. Cool. So there's no way Jin knows about this. Like this, again, before she was born, and Wen-Jie would not have had a chance to tell her any of this.
No interference.
Okay, so is this after she told him about it, or was he doing this before? That's what I don't know.
They're coming.
I'm just confused about the timeline here. So he built this after she told him? Or did he somehow know about it before? I don't know, but they are switching. So I was right about that, at least.
We didn't let you. They let you.
Yeah, but I feel like, I mean, she doesn't know that that Evans, I think his name is, just completely fucked up. Okay, so it's been revealed. This is the first episode where I'm just like, I feel like there are holes in the timeline that I can't figure out. Like, I was asking those questions, I think, during my reaction. Again, as I always say, I don't remember what I say until I go back and edit, because I just talk while I'm watching. But, okay, like the boat. I was like, did Evans, I think his name is, know about the aliens before he met with Wen-Jie in London, and then had built that boat and was telling her about it? Or did she, because she said in that when they first met, I want to tell you something, and then he just believed her because he believed her and built all of that and somehow managed to like pick up all the messages that the aliens had been sending in the interim? I don't know how he would have done that. Like that, like it's stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know why the police, or why what's her face, the girl started shooting at the meeting. Like that was dumb. That just caused a lot of death for no reason. Like I don't know. I have no, like that was dumb. That was really, really dumb of her to do. And Evans, like, sorry, I don't know how long he's been communicating with them, but apparently since the 80s. So he's been reading them stories for a while, and he never explained to them the concept of a story. And like these aliens are intelligent. I don't think they would not understand if you explained it to them. Like, because they, I'm assuming that the first time we saw him pick up a book and open it to read it to the aliens was not the first time that happened. Like, this is presumably something he's been doing for a while. And he never said to them, like, this is a collection of things that are not true, but we read them in order to entertain, to engage with the imagination, and to try and consider possibilities that we don't like. There are ways to explain a story to, at least in my mind, to an intelligent species that is not, it's a lie because humans are liars. Like, that's, and the fact, like, it's just, that doesn't make sense that this is happening this late. And I don't know if that's from the books or if that's something that the timeline of the show has done to attempt to simplify it. But all that did, like, was make me angry that of all the humans to be explaining this to the aliens, it happened to be one whose definition of a story was a lie because humans lie because we're lying liars who lie. Like, that was dumb. That was a really, really dumb thing to do. It was really, really dumb. I also very, very much want to know why they call the aliens my lord or our, like, where did that come from? Like, that's just such an interesting, I'm curious. I'm assuming we'll get some explanations of this, but like my brain now is trying to make connections between like the first person to discover these aliens was Wen-Jie, who's living in China during an incredibly oppressive regime, who like stamped down on any religious belief. So maybe it was part of her rebellion against that. Like, I don't know why they went to religious terminology to describe the aliens. Like calling something Lord definitely invokes a hierarchy and subservience, and like they're obviously having like faith in the, like, I don't know. I also don't understand how when I'm assuming the next episode we'll see what some of these communications were, but her very first communication with the aliens was, don't respond. I am a pacifist in this world. Like, we will come otherwise. And that implies that everybody else, not a pacifist. So the implication is not that they're coming to help. The implication of that communication was they're coming to conquer. And I understand her in that moment being like, yeah, conquer. We suck as humans. We absolutely suck. And I thought that what we were going to see in that conversation that she was having with, I think his name is Evans, when she said, like, I have to tell you something, was her being like, hey, I've now seen that the world has changed and that, you know, there is hope for humanity. And I have to tell you something. I did a horrible thing. I did this horrible thing. I invited aliens to come conquer us. Like, I thought that's what it was going to be. But instead, it seems to be like, hey, I did this thing. Let's celebrate this thing I did because aliens are coming to conquer us. Like, I'm confused by that. But I'm assuming that next episode we'll see some of the communications. Like, but even in that moment when she's looking at their messages, she still feels hopeful. I don't know why. Like, she has to know they're not coming to, like, serve us tea and crumpets. Sorry, it's England. I'm going with tea and crumpets. So, yeah, I don't know. I have so many questions, and I don't know. And I am going to say, just because I know people are like, oh, you should read the books. I'm not going to read the books until, definitely not until season 1. I'm done, finished watching season 1. I don't know if I'm going to until after the series is complete. I'm going to assume it's going to get picked up for at least a second season, because to me, this season is really, really good, and I do seem to see it getting a lot of buzz. So I like not knowing when I'm watching the show. Like, I did this with The Expanse. With I got, I think, maybe through season 2 or 3, and then I was like, I want to know, and I read the books. And you should. Like, The Expanse series is done. You should absolutely read the books. The books are amazing. The series is really, really good. I have no, like, whatever. But reading the books in the middle kind of messed up my perspective on the show, because the pacing of a book is necessarily different than the pacing of a show. Like, when you make an adaptation, you obviously, especially like when you take a series and you condense it down to, like, I don't know how many episodes actually in the season, like 8 episodes, 10 episodes, you are by necessity going to have to streamline and simplify things. And going back into The Expanse after having read the books, I found the change in pacing and the change in the way information was revealed, I found it jarring. Like, I was I wish that I'd read the books after the series was done, and then I could just go back and see it. But I just had, it felt like in the middle, I had just changed gears, and it was very jarring. So I think that's my plan, is like wait the series out, and then once it's done, then read the books and see how it compares. It's also just the books. I love The Wheel of Time. I think it's great. I love the television show. I think the television show is fantastic. There's obviously so much more in the books. The books have more depth because they can, because books have the space to do that. And so the show is always going to leave things out. And there's, for lots of people, there's going to be like disappointments. Oh, I wish that had been there. And I don't want that. I just want to be taking the show in as I with fresh eyes. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think. But all of this could be moot, because I could get to the end of the series and be like, fuck it, I want to know. So, I don't know. I gave that whole explanation and then I just threw it out the window because I might not be able to hold back. I don't know. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on this. Okay, if there are answers to the timing and pacing things that I'm seeing that are going to come later in the season that you know because you've watched it, don't tell me that. But if it's just like finicky, like, oh no, this, like maybe there were dates on screen that I missed or whatever, let me know that. But yeah, anyway, and also just let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comments below. And if you like my content and you want to support me, I do have a Patreon. It is also linked in the description below. To my patrons, as always, thank you so much for your continued support. Could not do this without you. You keeping the lights on, literally. And with that, I'm gonna end this here. So please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.